Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Center for Conscious Living. I'm Deb Chamberlin. There's so much joy in the air lately. I'm sure you're feeling it too. We're going to sing this joyful song by Ricky Byers. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. Let's do that one again. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. Choosing love. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. Yeah. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing love today. Choosing grace. I'm choosing grace today. I'm choosing grace today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing grace today. Compassion. I choose compassion today. I choose compassion today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I choose compassion today. Choosing joy. I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing joy today. Choosing abundance. I choose abundance today. I choose abundance today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I choose abundance today. Heaven. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Deb. Welcome, everyone. We're all choosing heaven today, aren't we, just by being here with each other. So I'm grateful that you're here with me and with all of us. And I'm extending you my love and my appreciation and my gratitude. And I know that we all share that together. So in that spirit, let's begin service.
Can you hear me? Oh, good morning, CCL. If you could repeat after me. I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and peace. I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and joy. I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and complete health. I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and abundance. I open my heart to the universe, accepting everything. And so it is.
This is a song that I wrote a couple years ago called All Creatures, Great and Small. All creatures, great and small, what you do for me, what I do for you, or how we'll all survive. But for every creature, great and small, I pray blessings fill your life. Living in awe and wonder, it's not so easy to do. When fears and lies hypnotize like a veil over the truth, but like a little dog named Toto, I can pull back the veil, open up my eyes and release my mind. Let my love prevail. Sing with me. All creatures great and small in this paradise, I may not know you all or realize what you do for me, what I do for you, or how we all survive. For every creature, great and small, I pray blessings fill your life. One person cannot do all that this world requires, but the one mind can realize great answers love inspires. For anything is possible when everything is blessed. So I'll remember to surrender to the highest and the best. For all creatures great and small in this paradise, I'll never know you all or realize what you've done for me, what I've done for you, or how we all can thrive. And for every creature, great and small, I pray blessings fill your life. May blessings fill your life. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. This morning's reading is called I Am by the non-dual teacher Rupert Spira. Think once. I have no words to express myself, but all words express only me. I have no meaning, but in part me all that's perceived. I am without beginning, but all things begin and end in me. I am the knowing with which all things are known. I am present in which all things appear. I am the substance out of all things are made. I am and know myself alone. I speak but am silent. Move but rest. I know but can't be known. Experience cannot be experienced. I am but do not exist. Reverend contained in one gesture, like an open bowl. I give myself unconditionally to all things. I embrace all others, but know no otherness. I receive all things without choice. I'm closer than breath, but further than the stars. I am vaster than space, but have no size. I assume the shape of all things, but have no shape of my own. I know only myself, and thus know no ignorance. I know no others, and thus love itself. I know no objects, and am thus beauty itself. I am all that is known, and am thus true self. I am bound to nothing, and am thus freedom itself. I cannot be disturbed, and am thus peace itself. I know no lack, and am thus happiness itself. I am peaceful like the sky. I am open like the sea. I am empty like space. I am luminous like the sun. I shine by myself. I am the light of pure knowing. Turn towards me, and I will take you into myself. I play, I enjoy, I am.
Thank you, Jody. That was sublime. So, here's today's affirmation. If you would please repeat after me. I am the light of pure knowing. I know no others, and thus I am love itself. I know no objects, and thus I am beauty itself. I am all that is known, and thus I am this truth itself. I am bound by nothing, and thus am freedom itself. I'm peaceful like the sky. I am open like the sea. I am radiant like the sun. I play. I enjoy. I am. So it is.
So this is a song I wrote 3 weeks ago. So we're christening it today. And it's that oneness, the I am. So sing with me. It's very easy. I am the way for light to flow. I am the way. I am the way for light to flow. I am the way. Through my heart, through my mind, through this river of life. I am the way for light to flow. the wave of to flow. I am the way. I am the way. Freedom. I am the way for freedom to flow. I am the way. I am the way for freedom to flow. I am the way. Through my heart, through my mind, through this river of life. I am the way for freedom to flow. I am the way. I am the way. Abundance. I am the way for abundance to flow. I am the way. I am the way for abundance to flow. I am the way. Through my heart, through my mind, through this river of life. I am the way for abundance to flow. I am the way. I am the way. I am the way. I am the way. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Deb. You know, it's interesting, when we plan these services, I always talk to the musician ahead of time, and Deb's an early bird, so she contacted me way before I was ready to really talk about what I was talking about. But we planned the music, and the music always inspires my talk. It always just seems to. And this song in particular, you know, the reading actually came to me last night, and the affirmation came from that. And, you know, the talk is really I am. It just keeps repeating itself. And Deb knew this, 3 weeks ago? Like, I didn't know, but she knew. So it's interesting how Spirit brings everything together perfectly. What I really wanted to talk about was the experience I've had in the last few weeks. And I'm really glad that Kathy Milano is here today, and Reverend Julie and Connie's here, and those of you who were at the Seeding the Light gathering, because I was there for 5 or 6 days, I don't even remember. It's kind of a blur. It was such a, looking back, it feels like it was a whirlwind. And I remember my last day when I received, you know, healing from Francisco, one of the shamans, and I walked out of there just, you know, my head felt like it was spinning, and I was very discombobulated in a worldly sense. And I don't know if you've ever had that thing. Yeah, you're all saying, oh yeah. Some of us probably walk through the world that way. I certainly have those experiences. But it was, you know, I had trouble showing up at the time I had wanted to show up at something, and I just couldn't remember things, and it did pass. But one of the things that I was told by Kathy, actually, on the first day, and she repeated it several times, was that the ramifications of this experience will continue to work through your system and your entire energetic system, body, mind, spirit, all the levels of our energetic awareness, for a full year and a day. So I did mark my calendar, and we'll see what happens. You know, she sort of encouraged us to just look at our life a year from now and a day, and to see where we are. And I'm having some experiences right now, and that's what I wanted to talk about. One of the things that I realized in that experience, the Seeding the Light gathering, in being with Kathy and the other Mesa carriers. Mesa carriers are individuals like you and me who have, you know, studied in depth with the shamans and actually carry an altar with them to bless other people. A mesa is a table, and they open up their table, which becomes an altar with sacred objects, and they they bless us with their healing energy that works through them. And I just lost my train of thought. Let me just center myself again. One of the things that I realized a few days after the gathering had concluded was a deeper understanding of what earth-based spirituality is. And of course, I had been exposed to it here at CCL. Most of us in this room have, because we were here when Reverend Al was here. So we were in his drum circles, right? We were in his classes, and I certainly was. And I was very, very inspired by that deep connection with plants and trees and animals. But what I realized at a deeper level this past week, I guess it's a week and a half now, was that, the connection with the earth is really the connection with our inner silence. And in that inner silence, that's where presence lives. That's where spirit lives, right? And that is the truth of our essence. And I never quite got that before. And I spend a lot of time out in nature because I go almost every day, usually twice a day, to feed my horses. And my horses live in paradise. They live just in a very beautiful place full of trees and a pond. And, I saw an eagle there one day. I saw a fox the other day scampering over toward the pond. So it's about the horses, but it's about being away from the hustle and bustle of my life and really touching the earth and being a part of the earth. And no matter what's going on in my life, when I go to the farm, my shoulders start relaxing, and I notice the trees, and sometimes I hear messages. They just speak to me about love and peace and beauty. And I felt a deeper awareness of the connection that I feel, of the presence, the spirit within me, in that gathering, that Seeding the Light gathering. I really saw the connection that I can sit in meditation with a tree, or I can just walk through any park anywhere and notice presence. And of course that extends then into other areas of my life, right? Because I can be here today and see that presence within each one of you. And I am much more aware of it than I ever was before. And of course we talk about that all the time. We learned about that in Foundations, right? But do words really convey the direct experience of it? For me, no. I need to feel it, I need to sense it, I need to perceive it, and that's what happened for me in that Seeding the Light gathering, in the experience of being with everyone else who was there, the other participants, the mesa carriers, the shamans. And it is that I am presence. And what does that mean? We hear that all the time. I am that I am. I was always fascinated by that because I never understood it. It doesn't really make sense to me. I am that I am. What does that mean? And finally it occurred to me one day that my mind cannot understand what that means, because grammatically it doesn't seem to make sense to me, and I never could make sense of it. And finally I realized it's just the truth of my being. It's knowing it, it's feeling it, it's seeing it, it's perceiving it, it's being the truth of who I am. And what is that? It's the spirit within, right? Rupert Spira, I wanted to talk about the reading today and the affirmation because another realization that I had at the Seeding the Light gathering, and it actually started before the gathering, it started here the Sunday before the gathering, was I started becoming aware of artists And, that's not to say that I wasn't always aware that there are artists among us. I mean, Deb and all of our musicians, and, we all come in contact with visual artists, and many of us like to doodle and play and create art. So it's not that I wasn't aware of it, but I started thinking about beauty and what is beauty. Because at the gathering, before the gathering, I met a person in this room who I had known, and we started talking, and it turns out she's this amazing visual artist, which I had not known. She's a teacher and an educator. And then I go to this gathering, and I met 4 or 5 artists, visual artists, who were just really, their work was sublime and beautiful, and the way they shared with us. And I actually met some of them earlier in a class I was in with Kathy Milano, the Dreamer Gardener class, planting the seeds of our visions and our dreams, right? But I became very aware of beauty, and I've been reading Rupert Spira for a while, and he just came to me when I was preparing for this talk here today, and I remember him talking about beauty and about love, and I couldn't remember what he said about it, so I went back and I looked at what exactly he said about it, and it's in the affirmation, it's in the reading, and it really is the essence of living a spiritual life. And what he said is that, well, let me ask a question. What is love? Have you ever thought about what love is? I mean, do we have an answer for what love is? Right? Can we really put words on it? We really can't, right? I can't. Well, he sort of did. And it gave me some insight, because he's a non-dual teacher, which means we see the oneness in everything. There is no separation. You've heard the talk, no separation. That means that I am one, all that is. There's only the one presence. That is me. That is all of you is the same as me. When I see you, I perceive no difference. There's no separation between me and between you, right? That's non-duality. We talk about that in religious science. We talk about oneness. That's really what oneness means, but we don't define it that way. So what Rupert Spira says is that love is, let me see if I can remember exactly what he said. It's in the affirmation. It's the lack of perception of other. So, for instance, if I'm at home and my husband annoys me, I'm feeling annoyed and I'm perceiving him as other than me. I'm not really in love, right? I mean, I might be in love with him, but at that moment, I'm not, right? I'm feeling him as other than me, as different, right? And Rupert Spira says, when we're in that place, we're not in a place of love. So what is love? It's perceiving the oneness, really. It's perceiving no separation. And we're having a human experience here, right? We're on the earth, in the world. We know that this body, this mind, this is not the truth of my being. We all know that because we talk about that almost every Sunday. We talk about it in Foundations class and the many other classes that we take here. Well, we can talk about it till the cows come home. How do we live it? How do we really experience it? How do we know? The affirmation talked about knowing. The reading talked about knowing, pure knowing. That's our direct experience of the truth within ourselves. That's what pure knowing is. And in the Hindu tradition, they talk about being ignorant. Ignorance does not mean stupidity, which oftentimes we think of it that way here in the West, but what they mean is that we're in separation, right? That's what they mean. I'm not recognizing the truth of my being. If I don't recognize it within myself, I don't see it in you either, right? So how do I come out of ignorance? Just recognize presence. Just be in love. And sometimes we need to clear blocks. right? There might be emotional traumas that we have. We've all experienced emotional upsets. Some of them come from our childhood, some of them come from our immediate experience of annoyance, whatever it is. Oftentimes that can block us from the reality of knowing our truth, right? So part of our work as spiritual beings, part of our practices, is to really look at what's coming up for me. What are my emotions? If I'm feeling annoyed at this person sitting next to me, what's happening here with me? All we need to do is ask the question, is this really true? Am I really annoyed, right? Or is this person really annoying? If we just ask the question and just put it out there, we start feeling the energy come up within us, and you know what happens? It can move out. It can just move out if we're open. And I say that from my own direct experience because I do that all of the time. I've been practicing for a long time how to look at my thoughts and look at my feelings. And when something comes up, I can't say that I do it all the time. Sometimes I like to be annoyed at somebody, especially if it's my husband, you know, but that doesn't last long. It used to last a long time. It doesn't anymore. Because I don't want to live that way. I want to live in peace, in harmony, in love. Everything we said in the affirmation. You know, I want to be like the radiant sun, living in peace and harmony. And I can do that just by being within my own awareness. And when I do that, once those blockages move, they're just temporary nothingness, really. That's what they are. They move on out, and what's left? Love, right? That's the presence. We can recognize that presence within ourselves and know that it's our truth. Now, I'm getting a signal. In the Christian tradition, in the Hindu, in the Buddhist tradition, we often come to that recognition through spiritual practices, meditation, of prayer, of contemplation. Many of us journal and do it that way, that we come to recognize the presence within ourselves. And Rupert Spira talks about that as being going within. Right? We all know what going within is because that's what we teach here, go within. But there is another way. And I became more and more aware of that from the Seeding the Light gathering because I was sitting in nature and we had several nature walks and we were actually interacting with plants, choosing parts of plants and bringing them back and creating like a blessing stick, an intention stick, and it was really a creation that was a work of art, and it was beautiful. And I started thinking about beauty. And, you know, that's another way that we can access the divine through our perception of beauty and through our creations or through the creations of others. And we can actually feel that sublime presence, and you all have experienced that by looking at a work of art or hearing a piece of beautiful music that really transported you. I mean, Reverend Julie here, she chants. I know she experiences that. I know that. I've heard her chant. All right. So that's sort of an internal and external way, because if she's chanting, I'm receiving the chant. So for me, it's external to me, but I can touch the presence within me by being in the vibration of that beautiful sound, all right, and that beautiful expression. And Rupert Spira talks about beauty. What is beauty? It's the second way to access that presence. The first is through love and the inner way, but the outer way is through beauty. And scientists do that and artists do that. And if any of you have read Bruce Lipton's book, Biology of Belief, you know that he really found God, was more or less how he put it. He understood the powerful presence in the universe. At 3 a.m. in the morning, on an island in the Caribbean, looking through a microscope. And I understand that because I've been a scientist in my past journeys earlier in my life. I understand that. but he did, and he's, a very prominent spiritual teacher today, and he speaks authentically. But we can all do that through art as well, through creating our own art and through just experiencing beautiful art, right? And that's an external way. What Rupert Spira says, if the scientist and the artist goes deeply enough, and if the yogi and the guru and the meditative practitioner goes deeply enough, all right, there are two different ways to access the presence. No matter what you're doing, if you go deeply enough, you meet at the same place, which is knowing truth, knowing the truth of who I am. And there's only I am. That's what I am means. And it's a personal I. It's not me, Christina, right? It's that powerful presence where there's no separation between me and any object that I'm seeing, right? We're all the same, all right? Between me and any live being, we're all the same. It's all the one. And when I experience that, if I look at a beautiful work of art, I am transported beyond the perception of it. We've all experienced that. If we've maybe gone to a beach where it's so beautiful, or a mountain that it takes your breath away, right? That is the sublime, and that is the experience of the presence of the divine. Many of you might experience it in your family relationships with your grandchildren, right? Right? Spending time with your grandchild gives you that feeling, and I know that because I've spoken to some of you about your relationships with your grandchildren. So there are many different ways we can experience the sublime, capital S, sublime. So in conclusion, I just want to say to you, live life, I live, I play, I enjoy life. Do it fully, do it completely. If anything's blocking that experience, take the time to work through it. And it might feel uncomfortable, it might feel painful, might feel challenging, and that's where you have resources. And you know what they are. It's, perhaps prayer, perhaps praying with someone else, or meditating with someone else, journaling, all different ways, but be that life, capital L life. That's why we're here today, sharing each other. So what I'm saying to you today is, I am, but I am you as well. We are all that one I am. Thank you. Okay.
Oh, well, we're going to take Reverend Christina's advice, and we're going to do a prayer together through this song that I wrote called This Is My Prayer, and I invite you to sing on the chorus with me.
I usually do that now and then.
I'll start the song with the chorus, and then hopefully you'll join me on the rest of them. This is my prayer, this I declare, for me and everyone, everywhere. Yes, this I pray with unbending faith, for me and everyone, every night and day. Here I stand on the mountain, embraced by mystery, restored by the silent wind that blows a prayer through me. In boldness and in reverence I walk with fearless integrity. With ease and grace I feel the presence, blessing my humility. This is my prayer, this I declare, me and everyone, everywhere. Yes, this I pray with unending faith, for me and everyone, every night and day. There song you've never heard before, but that was incredible. Thank you. Thank you.
Whew, how beautiful. So, the teachings, this is the offering time. And the teachings from the gathering, Seeing the Light, keep reading. There was a concept that was put forward by the beautiful shamans, Aini, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, sacred reciprocity, right relationship with light. So as we walk this earth journey, how do we kind of walk in the spiral and back, right? Here to CCL, it's with our time, our talent, our treasure, and it's so very important to be part of that and just to express our gratitude for all that we are, because we are CCL. And how do we keep that going in this physical time, right? Well, we have to dig in our pockets sometimes, give our service. So I'd like to call our beautiful ushers up to do our offering blessing. Henry.
Please join me in the blessing of our offering. Thank you, God, for this abundance that is mine to share. I bless this gift and give it to thee in gratitude and joy, knowing that as I give, I do receive.
I am so blessed. I'm so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so
So we bless these gifts and tithes, everyone in this community for all of their time, their talent, their treasures, and we just bask in these beautiful resources. And so it is. Not used to being so busy services. You guys do a lot. So it's time for the new visitor blessing. I think I know each and every one of you, so it means that we don't have any new visitors. But yes, thank you. Birthdays, anniversaries, and a very special, Harmony, and our beautifuls. Leo's in the house. Okay, and we also have a very special blessing today, and Jody is going to represent Christine Hopkins, who is not here, but she asked for a special blessing. And for our Zoom folks who perhaps couldn't hear that, just to let you know, no, sorry, I should have brought you the microphone. Christine Hopkins has asked for prayers. She's in the hospital and on a healing journey, and we include her as part of this loving community. So, everyone, please repeat after me. Welcome to the Center for Conscious Living. We are a heart-centered spiritual community. We open ourselves to you in love. We recognize the perfection of God within you. We celebrate the joyous being that you are. You are a radiant point of light. We are blessed by your presence. Welcome home.
So, of course, if you are a radiant point of light, I am a radiant point of light. We can each say that to ourselves, right? No separation. Okay. I want to thank Kathy Miller for joining me today in doing this service. She really volunteered to step up. Reverend Paul and Reverend Marlene are both occupied with other things this morning and couldn't be here. But Kathy's a wonderful partner, and I'm so grateful. So thank you so much, Kathy. And you're very articulate and infused with presence, so thank you. I want to thank Jody also for the very sensitive and beautiful reading. She really did justice and more to it, so thank you, Jody. I'm really grateful. Yeah. And, of course, Deb. I think Deb is a little omniscient. She seems to know what I'm going to say before I say it. But thank you. Your music is lovely. Thank you. And all of you who are in service today. And of course, we're all in service just by being, right? We just are. We radiate that love when we're really in harmony with the presence within. But some of us are actively doing things here this morning, and I want to acknowledge Jane and Bob for being here early and doing our setup in the back and keeping things organized back there. Jody has also done the altar. She's a very busy person this morning. Thank you, Jody. Michelle has brought refreshments this morning. We're probably busy. And I see Margot back there helping with the coffee, so we can acknowledge Margot too. Thank you, both of you. Margot and Henry as ushers, thank you. And our media team. Marty is our team leader. And John Fulmer, thank you, John. John really keeps everything together too, and he keeps me on schedule. I don't know if you noticed him going back there. It's to signal me that my time is up. Keith, yes. Thank you, Keith. Keith is here almost every Sunday on camera, and thank you, Keith. Keith has actually been a part of the media team for a very long time, way back to the time where we were creating audio CDs back there. So thank you, Keith, for your continuity and your dedication. And of course, Wayne. I think of him as our media guru. He's on Zoom, but thank you, Wayne. You always seem to just pop in whenever something is needed, and we're deeply grateful for your dedication and your knowledge. Okay, did I miss anybody? Sorry? Oh, Reverend Catherine. Oh my God. My mentor, my partner. Yes. Yeah, words can't express my gratitude to Reverend Catherine, so thank you. All right. Okay, before I talk about all the other announcements about events and things, I want to just share with you something about our transition, because I know there's a question in some of your minds about, what's happening and why do things seem to be going so slowly. For me, they seem to be going very quickly. So, time is a perception, right? but there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and one of them I want to share with you right now because it's actually visible to you, and that is Reverend Ken, who is on Zoom. He has joined I'm calling it our Zoom Room ministry. And I think, oh, there we are, okay. So Reverend Ken has been, I want to say, a good friend and a spiritual partner of mine since 2010, since we were in Foundations together. And I've always had, a real loving feeling toward Reverend Ken, and I think it's mutual. And he has agreed to join our Zoom Room ministry. We're calling it a ministry because it really is a ministry of love to our community. Our Zoom Room is growing. Oftentimes we have as many people on Zoom as we do in the room here, and it really allows some of our members who live in places far away, Florida or Tennessee or even in Pennsylvania, and they can't be here, but they want to be part of the community and be part of our services. So it opens that up for them, and others of us who just can't be here. We might live locally, but we can't be here any particular morning, but it really allows all of us to be here together, whether we're physically in the room or not. And Reverend Catherine has been really in a very dedicated way monitoring our Zoom room, and she also conducts a chat at the end of service, and I'm not too aware of it because I'm never on Zoom in our services. I'm always here personally, but apparently there's a very lively experience going on and communication going on among the Zoom room participants. And part of the transition of Reverend Catherine stepping back is Reverend Ken coming in and joining with her for a while in that experience of really moderating the Zoom room and moderating the chat room at the end of service. So I want you all, if you would please join with me in welcoming Reverend Ken, because he really is a bright light. And just to tell you a little bit about him, he's very technical, so he has a technical background in computers, and he, along with Keith, used to sit in the back of the room and record the services and give them to those of us who wanted a copy of the services. So he's been serving CCL in that way for a very long time as well. And he has repaired computers, and he's very technically savvy. So he's a great addition in that way. Spiritually, he's a minister and very much a spiritual presence in the Course in Miracles community. He actually runs a class twice a week sponsored by CCL for those of us who really want to deepen into the teachings of A Course in Miracles. And so he brings that to us as well. What else can I tell you about him? He's just a wonderful person, and he's a bright light, and he's very dedicated to CCL. He told me the other day that he just loves CCL, and CCL has been very important to him in his own spiritual journey. So, so thank you, Reverend Ken, and welcome to our Zoom Room ministry. Okay, thank you. So other announcements, as you all know from reading your newsletter, and we've talked about it here, our annual concert, Music for the Soul, is happening September 13th. It is a Friday, and it will be at the River House in Palmyra. Tickets are on sale, so we invite you to come and join in the festivities. All of our musicians will be there. Deb will be there. Ginger will be there. Stephen Wise, Marcy and Will. Jan, unfortunately, will not be there that evening, but they will have another percussionist with them. And I'm missing Dale. Yes, Dale Cottrell. So all of them will be here, and it will just be a lovely experience. We had a lot of fun last year. It was just pure joy, and it's a way for all of us to really celebrate with and honor our musicians. So I encourage all of you to check your newsletter or go to our website and purchase a ticket and show up. It'll just be an evening of fun and enjoyment and celebrating each other in the I amness, right? So there's that. What else? Date. We talked about mini Mondays just really quickly. They are just on hold. You know, in August and September, they'll be back in October, and there is a schedule in our newsletter of the various presentations. They're always on the first Monday. It's usually on Zoom. Sometimes it's Zoom and live, so check your newsletter for that. But I will mention that the next one is October 7th, and Reverend Ken will be presenting Intro to A Course in Miracles. So if you want to know more about Reverend Ken, that's a good place to check it out. I think I'll leave it at that. Just a really quick thing. Wayne has pulled all of our social media together, and there's a link that I know it's in our newsletter, but it may also be on our website. If you want to go to our YouTube page or our Instagram or our Facebook or whatever, there's one link now that will take you everywhere. So I don't know much more about it than that, but it's designed for access and convenience for all of you. So I encourage you to just check that out. Last Sunday's meditation service, that's also in our newsletter and on our website. That was with Kathy Milano, a beautiful earth-based meditation. Reminder that live prayer is Tuesday through Friday at 12 noon, and Reverend Catherine does that prayer for the next 2 weeks. I'll be doing it, so I invite you all, if you are in need or in desire for prayer, just come and join us. The link is in your newsletter. Sorry? I would say yes. The Little Prince started last week. It's a 4-session class, and so our second week is this week. If you'd like to join it, come speak to me. I don't know if the link is still live. It may be, so you can try the link, but if the link doesn't work, come and talk to me, because there is a way to get into the class without the link. We will be reviewing last week's class and doing a review. So if you missed the class, those of you who weren't there, please come check with me. I'd like to chat with you for a minute, but also you won't have missed anything. It really is, it's not only an enchanting story, it is a very deeply mystical story, and the class is really about us all talking about our experiences, what we're getting out of the story, and everyone has a different perception of it. And we're going to be adding some experiential experiences to the class too, because we have a real spiritually minded group, and so it's fun. It'll be fun. So thank you for that, June. All right, let's move on. Thank you.
Time to circle up. I can push forward if you want. Oh, yay. Ah, thank you. Well, can you reach that? Okay. All right. Are we ready? All right.
feeling the presence of God right here, right now. We are in such joy and happiness, knowing that this community is divinely inspired, that we walk this earth walk in absolute joy, in joy and in knowing that this universal flow flows within each and every one of us into the oneness, the mystery of I am that I am. We embrace it, we know it, we play with it, and we are it. And together we say, and so it is.
Okay, great. Yeah. Okay. Concluding affirmation. Concluding affirmation. We all know this by heart, right? Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. What is it? It is this thing called life. Where is life? Life is in my body. And? Life is in my mind. And? What? In my... Okay, good. I receive it. I share it. I am it. And I accept it. How do I accept it? Just the way that it is. Yes. Thank you, life. Thank you, life. Accepting all of these gifts, we say yes. Thank you.